Throughout 2025, we assessed our top user system usage and identified the actions and system features that had the greatest impact on outstanding school fee collections. Today, I'm going to share with you the top system hacks that you can combine with the top collection hacks from our February short session to achieve the best collection results. Hack number 1, custom flags. You can add custom flags to accounts to help identify or group accounts according to your specific needs. Instead of excluding certain accounts from workflows or postponing to-dos, you can refine your processes by using custom flags to make accounts stand out. When a to-do is generated for an account with a custom flag, for example, aftercare or hostel fees, the flag highlights the account and helps you identify accounts that require a different approach or level of attention. So what is the difference between a system flag and a custom flag? System flags are automatically applied to an account when a specific action is triggered. For example, when a Section 41 or Section 129 notice is sent, a yellow Section 41 or Section 129 tag will automatically appear on the account. A custom flag is a flag unique to your school and is created based on your needs. These tags are added manually, but they can also be applied in bulk. We recommend contacting our support team to help set up custom flags and to assist with adding flags to accounts in bulk. Hack number 2, toggle filters. The custom flags work very well with the system toggle filters. When you run workflow, you may want to action some of the created to-dos slightly different from the rest. For example, some accounts may relate to outstanding school fees only, while others may include additional charges such as aftercare or hostel fees. For certain accounts, you may want to adjust the text or balance before sending out the correspondence. You may also want to send correspondence in bulk to a specific group of accounts, for example, all the grade 12 accounts. The system toggle filters help you group these accounts quickly and easily. This is why we say custom flags and toggle filters work best when used together. Hack number 3, parent delisting. We often talk about adding the listing notice to your workflow, and our parents tend to respond with a payment or negotiate a payment plan once they realize they've been listed. Our third system hack is the delisting of a parent directly from the system without making any contact with the TransUnion support team. This makes the entire process very easy and cost-effective. We strongly recommend that you only delist the parent once the account has been settled in full. Hack number 4, stickies. Schools should use stickies when the data on the master file is inconsistent and not always saved in the correct fields or in the same fields for all accounts. An example is when ID numbers are for some accounts saved in the facts field and for others in the alternative contact field. Use the stickies to manage the information that pulls through from your master file. When a sticky is applied to a field, the data in that field will remain unchanged during the master file imports. This ensures that the information used in your correspondence is accurate. Hack number 5, registered email notifications and to-do action report. 2 important factors play a role under hack number 5. The first thing is understanding the value shown in the red circle under the email to-do dropdown. This value does not include the number of registered emails you can send. It represents the RAND value available for registered emails. For example, if the amount displays 1,000, it doesn't mean you can send 1,000 registered emails. It means you have 1,000 Rand available in your account. To calculate how many registered emails you can send, divide the available balance by 39.10 Rand, which is the cost of a single registered email. The second thing to understand under hack number 5 is that you need to review your workflow and that you know when you will be sending registered emails. You must purchase your SAPU registered email credits a few days before running workflow, as the credits are not always immediately available. Use your to-do action report to identify the number of accounts that will move to the step with the registered email to do. In short, review your workflow, check the to-do action report, and buy SAPU credits early. Hack number 6. Reset your workflow. A user normally resets their workflow when they forgot to invoice a specific item for the month, or when accounts need to be moved to a higher or lower workflow step based on the school's collection strategy. Resetting your workflow means that you can start the workflow process from scratch, even though the system has created your to-do actions. Instead of postponing pending to-dos or running the workflow again, resetting your workflow allows you to begin with a clear workflow. You can only reset your workflow when support resets your workflow for you and when no to-dos have been completed, deleted, or postponed. If you actioned any of the to-dos, we cannot reset your workflow for you because it may compromise your workflow history. A quick tip. Use the to-do action report to review the steps the accounts are on, and use the preferred step report to move accounts to an appropriate step. Hack number 7. A stricter collection strategy. Sometimes you may want to follow a stricter collection approach for certain accounts. A good example is grade 7 and grade 12 learners, as they will be leaving school shortly, and it is important to recover outstanding school fees as quickly as possible. One way is to apply a stricter collection approach by lowering the SMS and email floor limits for these accounts. You can manage this by using account-level floor limits. For example, you may decide that a correspondence for grade 7 and grade 12 learner accounts should be sent when the balance reaches 2,000, while the rest of the school will receive correspondence when the balance reaches 5,000. By lowering the floor limits for the grade 7 and grade 12 learners accordingly, you can enforce a stricter collection strategy. The best hack to use is the setup report, available under the Accounts Report section, to update account floor limits in bulk. Hack number 8. Reminder emails and workflow on archived accounts. The system treats archived accounts as inactive accounts, and they will not receive workflow or payment reminders. Archived accounts are excluded from the automated workflow process. There are, however, 2 important exceptions. Note reminders and the option to update archived accounts when you import your financial file. Note reminder emails are sent even if the account is archived. If you add a note on an account and set the reminder date, the system will send you an email notification when the reminder is due, regardless of the fact that the account is archived. Secondly, when you import your financial file, there is an option to update, basically unarchive, the archived accounts. The archived accounts with an outstanding balance will then move from the archived section to the accounts that receive workflow. The system automatically adds an archived flag on these accounts. This is an easy way for archived accounts with an outstanding balance to receive workflow. Hack number 9. Update pending to-do information in bulk. Let's say you run workflow and your to-dos have been created. You now realize that you forgot to invoice the matric dance, or you notice that in the SMS text you requested payment within 3 days and not 7 days. Should you now manually update the 350 to-dos with the correct balance or payment day? No, luckily not. The text correction can be made in bulk by updating the template used in the workflow correspondence. For the balance update, you can just invoice the amount still outstanding and import your financials again. The system will automatically update the pending to-do balances. We recommend that you make contact with our support team to assist you with bulk updates to ensure the correct data pulls through correctly. Hack number 10. Update correspondence language in bulk. Some parents may prefer to receive correspondence in English, while others prefer Afrikaans. The school's correspondence language can be set to a default language, for example Afrikaans, while the selected account language preference can be set to English. The hack is to use the setup report available under the Accounts Report section to update language preferences per account in bulk. Please remember that when you update the language preference for a school or for a parent, to also make sure you have all the templates used in the workflow available in English and Afrikaans. Hack number 11. Update custom payment day in bulk and custom workflows. You can update custom payment days for multiple accounts in bulk using the account setup report for debit orders. You update the payment day in the report and import the Excel report under the workflow activity page. The system will then update all account payment days in bulk. It is therefore not necessary to send a custom SMS or email to accounts with a custom payment day. The system will create to-dos for accounts with custom payment days. All you need to do is import your financials. Hack number 12. No Payment Today report and to-do generator to-dos. The No Payment Today report is often overlooked, but it is a very valuable report. The accounts on this report are the true red flag accounts because no payments were made on these accounts and they usually require immediate attention. Use the No Payment Today report to identify your high-risk accounts and then create to-dos for these accounts using the to-do generator. The public schools must please check their partial exemption accounts, as an exemption journal is viewed as a credit and therefore a payment. If the credit is only a partial payment credit, these accounts should also be included in the report when you create to-dos with the to-do generator. Hack number 13. Balance brought forward report and to-do generator to-dos. The Balance Brought Forward report is one of the most useful reports for identifying high-risk accounts, especially during the first quarter of the year. The report includes two important columns, among others, that show the balance brought forward value as well as the outstanding amount for the current year school fees. This report allows you to identify parents who were at risk in the previous year, but is also not making payments in the current year. Now that you have identified the high-risk accounts, you can create to-dos using the to-do generator. Hack number 14. Drop file feature. When collecting debt, it is important to maintain a clear collection paper trail. You can use the drop file feature to upload important documents, emails, and correspondence between yourself and the parent, ensuring a complete collection history. So, if a parent says they didn't receive correspondence or they can't remember, you can go to your document section or the account history page for a full record of everything that happened on the account. This feature is especially valuable for schools that use Jonker Vorster attorneys for handovers, as Jonker Vorster has access to Jumping Fox software. If they want more information on an account or want to see the latest movement on an account, they can access the document section and history page. Using the drop file feature, you can now save all correspondence and documents in one place. Hack number 15. Import and workflow logs. Our support team, on a daily basis, receive questions about why certain accounts did not receive workflow. There are two reports or logs you can use to help manage accounts that skipped workflow. The first is the financial log, available on the workflow activity page, which you can review after importing your financial file. The second is the workflow log, also available on the workflow activity page, which you can check after running the workflow. Both these reports and logs help you identify accounts that may require attention. You can also access a specific accounts log on the accounts history page. Hack number 16. electronic handovers to Jonker Foster attorneys. Schools using Jonker Foster attorneys to collect outstanding school fees have a huge advantage over schools that don't, as they can hand over accounts electronically. This is possible thanks to the integration between Jumping Fox software and Jonker Foster attorneys. The entire handover process is paperless. There is no need to print documents or send them to your legal team via courier. Even better, when you use Jonker Foster attorneys for collections, you can receive daily updates on all accounts that has been handed over. You no longer have to wait 2 weeks for a report from your legal team.